Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video, I wanted to show you the Supreme Arena defenses I'm planning to use for this week, which I think are going to be doing really well because they ended up doing really well in the previous week. They are using Talene and Scarlita, so I have a set of free-to-play defenses not using any Celestial Hypogean that I will share with you guys as well if you don't have those heroes, to give you an idea of a different type of team formations you could use. I want to show you my Supreme points. We are up to 690, which is not bad because in the previous week, we did manage to finish in the top 5 position, I believe 2 times, which is really, like, for the district I'm on, I didn't expect that we were going to be able to do that, but these teams were working out really well in the previous week. So we're going to get right into these team formations. Okay, so the first team is going to be a Mauler team with Talene and Lily May. And now this team is a great option because I have, and I think a lot of people out there will have Mauler heroes relatively high invested. Maybe your Shakira or Coco are in the Paragon, and if you have Talene built, she is a great hero, and I think she works really well in this type of comp. So the way we've set it up for this week is we have Lily May on the range heart tile in order to gain the bonus like attack speed and life drain from that, and she is also on the Mauler tile, and Talene is also on the Mauler tile at the front, and Talene is a good option to just tank out the opponent aggro, especially if there's like an OD of the opponent attacking the Talene. It will not be able to actually defeat the Talene, she will just revive herself later. And I have Shakira in the hidden tiles in front of the Coco. Coco is going to give that bonus effect from the charms at the beginning of the match, and Shakira is probably going to run right at the enemy hero who is on the range heart tile and begin damaging them, and then he can cast his ultimate to end up in a more central location. Brood is in the back because if the opponent tries to go for like Sylvina, Vala, or even Graveborn tiles, it's really good to have that effect triggering onto your Brutus rather than any other hero. And Brutus, I have a Paragon 1, and overall he's just a solid hero to have. He's going to be up in the front line with your Shakir and hopefully getting value from that. So this was a team that I ran in the previous week, and it ended up doing really well for me. Of course, it wasn't in this specific map because the maps have changed, but I think it will do well here. We're running the Harmonic spell. At plus 20 upgrade of Harmonic spell, you get a huge amount of attack if your heroes can be kept above 50% health. So we can do that hopefully because Lily May will be in range from Ballet, Coco will give the damage reduction and life drain effect, and then damage reduction from Shakira. Hopefully all of that is going to be enough to basically provide that value from the artifact. So that is my team comp basically idea. I do have good like expectations of this team. I think it should do pretty well, and I like to have Coco on the hidden tile because I don't want her to be easily targeted by like an opponent Sylvina, for example. So yeah, this is a great team you can try, and we will move on. And if you don't have Talene, don't worry, at the end I will show you some different option you can try here. Okay, team number 2. So my team number 2 is going to be my Scarlita Stroll team. This is a team that I was running in the previous week. However, I tried it with 2 different options. So I tried running Floribel as the third hero here, or I tried running Tassi. Both of them were working out well. And honestly, what I ended up deciding is just to go for Floribel for this team, and then Tassi can be used on my team number 3 as like a kill threat, because Scarlita and Floribel, hopefully that should be enough kill threat to get your team the win, or at least stall the enemy team by maybe having Thorin and Damien survive after killing off a few enemies. In this specific map, we have the Infinite Front Renewing Rain, increase all units base health by 150%. That is going to make this team even more tanky and even more difficult to deal with. Now, definitely stall is not the most strong strategy right now because the opponent can just bring a Harak and he can ramp up on your entire team, and then he's just going to solo everyone. And that is one key counter to stall. When we have Cryanaya coming out, Cryanaya will also pretty hard counter this team because like there's really no threat to Cryanaya's life up until Scarlita comes down, and by that point Cryanaya would have already casted her ultimate and begin damaging my team. So that is really the issue. This team, Stroll teams in general, have become a lot weaker now that Cryanaya will be coming out, and that we have Harak, who really counter Stroll teams heavily. However, you can have a defense which counters everything, and if the opponent doesn't have a good like hypercarry Harak or Cryanaya team, then they will have a difficulty dealing with this team. But basically, this is all to mention that this team is not unbreakable, and if you don't have Scarlita, don't really worry about it. I will show you guys another team option. And it is with the surging spell that we are running this team, because it is a really good PvP artifact for the shielding and also for the damage output from that artifact. Okay. Now team number 3. Team number 3 is going to be our Eironn Neuro comp. I'm not going to be running Almas here because Almas, one advantage of him is, yeah, he does prolong the effect of Eironn's ultimate, and if you wanted to, you could replace Tassi and go for Almas. Nero, Almas, Eironn. Just make sure Nero is in front of Eironn on the team positioning, and then he will take the enemy Lily May interruption before Eironn casts his ultimate. But personally, I think because I had Tassi left over, I think this is overall going to be a stronger team option for me, and that is why I'm going for it. Because Tassi has solo potential at the end of the fight, especially if Nero can give her an additional life, or if Nero can even just give the true damage from his charms, is going to give Tassi more damage potential. And I have Paragon upgraded my Tassi now. She's finally made it to Paragon 1, and she's at plus 25 exclusive equipment because she is really strong for PvP. And also we have other damage threats. We have Odie and Arden both on the range heart tile to increase their attack speed and damage output. We have the overcharge spell on Odie to charge up his energy more rapidly to allow him to cycle his ultimates and begin damaging the enemy team. We have a lot of kill potential here. Now, some people think Tassi should not be run in an Eironn comp like this, and it would just be better to run Almas, but I did explain my reasoning for that, and that would be totally fine. Like, for example, I can come up with a great team, like, variation. You could go for your Almas here. The kind of other problem was, I love to run Almas when his charm effect and Nero's charm effect can go on to the heroes in the back, like your Odie and Arden. The problem here is, like, you can't get really much value off of the charm effect. You can give it to Eironn, and that is going to give him true damage on his ultimate cast, which is pretty good. And this is what I would recommend. You could definitely go for a team like this. This is not necessarily going to be bad. And then it will free up Tassi, and then, for example, if you don't have Scarlita, no problem. You can run Tassi here instead. And maybe you don't even have to run the Floribel. You could just run Tassi here, and then you can run whatever other hero you think would be a fitting option. I don't... Probably Bonnie. Bonnie does seem like a really good option, actually. Like, I would probably try something like this. I think this could be pretty good. But for me, I'm planning to use this team, and if need be, I will make some changes in the future. But overall, I'm pretty happy with these teams. I will have the formation ID in the lower left of this screen, but keep in mind that you will have to manually set this final team 3 because the map is not symmetrical, and so if you just copy in the formation, it is not going to line up properly for the team number 3. So just keep that in mind. Okay, now guys, we have the free-to-play team version using no Celestial Hypogean heroes. So this is my team concept. Again, we're going to be using Maulers on team number 1 with the Harmonic spell, having Coco behind the Shakir. But now, if we don't have Talene, I think it would be a great option if we could add another damage dealer in here. And Val is a damage dealer that maybe a lot of people would have if they've been playing from Global Launch. If you don't have Vala, I think you could even go for a hero like Rowan. It will allow Coco to cast her ultimate earlier, and it will also give some burst healing. I think this could be a really good option for a hero to run, or you could finally even potentially run a hero like Vala. However, Vala is a bit awkward here. You would really want to give her buff effect onto the Lily May, but Lily May needs to be on the range hard tile in my opinion to get high value. Definitely you could go for a team with like Freyasto on this first lineup. I think all of those are going to be decent options. But personally, if I didn't have Celestial Hypogeans and I had Vala build, I would probably try Vala just to have another kill threat in the team. Okay, now team number 2. Team number 2 is going to be an Odie Wilder team. Odie is a great carry on the Wilder tiles, and this is still a pretty stall heavy team. Haywin is going to cast ultimate, giving damage reduction. Floribel will summon her minions and hopefully work down the opponent over time. Thorin is going to be providing full protection to the Odie with the overcharge spell to cycle the ultimates of Odie more quickly. I think this can be a good team option, and this is basically a very this is a good team synergy you can try and running. Odie on the Wilder tiles to make him unaffected and concealed at the beginning. Thorin soul pacting the Odie for added protection later on in the fight. And Odie just working out enemies one by one. But again, it is going to be a bit of a slow team. It is going to be susceptible to people like hypercarry nuking it with I guess even technically Diurnal. I don't know if that would work, but like definitely Harak and Cryanaya are going to decimate a team like this. And then finally, team number 3 is going to be our Eironn. Oh wait, these are not the tiles. Again, the tiles, you're gonna have to do it yourself, but this is the team concept I had in mind. With the surging spell, running Bonnie and Eironn on the concealed tiles to protect them and giving them the attack speed buff. Eironn is going to alternate at the beginning, then Tassi can try and solo at the end. So I think Tassi has a lot of synergy with Bonnie. Eironn does as well, because Bonnie will apply debuffs. Eironn will help spread the debuffs onto the opponent as well as Eironn, and then when the entire enemy team is debuffed, Tassi can solo them and have like the upper hand. So that is basically my idea behind this final team. Now, one final point is that the pay to win artifact, which is Stormstrike spell, I haven't used it, and deliberately I haven't used it on any of my teams. However, that being said, Stormstrike is one of the best PvP artifacts ever released. It has great stat distribution, and it has a huge amount of like debuff value as well as damage output when the enemies lose a certain percentage of health. If I were to run the Stormstrike spell, I would run it in a nuking type comp that is going to reduce the HP of the enemies rapidly, and I would try it in an Eironn team. Definitely, I think that could be a good option. I wouldn't really run it in this team, which is more stall heavy, and in this team, I don't know, if you're running it, I think probably Harmonic is still a good idea for this team. I would probably just run Stormstrike in the final team, and then you could try to opt for Surging maybe on this first team, because I do think Surging is a really good PvP artifact as well. But anyway, guys, hopefully you can run some of these teams and get good results with them. I hope this video was helpful to you, and good luck getting a high ranking or maintaining your ranking in Supreme Arena. If you guys have any other teams which are working out or you're planning to run, you can feel free to share them in the comment section, and I'm sure that can help other viewers. And if you guys are not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. Let's try to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this season. But thanks for watching, guys. You can join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.